Hi. Hello. Oh, sorry, we're a bit late today. We just had my mum and dad popped round with some tinned tomatoes. This is how exciting.
You don't need to know about tinned tomatoes, do you?
How exciting I like
Could have said they pop round.
Hi, Esther. Well, they do. I think people like detail. My mum and dad popped round. They've been to Macro and they bought us some tinned tomatoes. This is exciting. And some pillows. Hello. How is everyone? Have you just woken up?
Yeah, okay.
You're the one that was posting about your golf and where your golf ball was on your golf club today.
Correct.
This is like, it just made me think of all this scintillating conversation and the reason that I fell in love with you.
Just you wait until you see the interactions from the golfers out there. Anyway, so what's new today? What have we done last week? What's new?
Oh, last week, what have we done? We went swimming. We went swimming on Sunday, didn't we?
Correct. It's a family first. Actually, I was thinking, have we all done it at Chigwell before or not?
No, I don't think all of us.
No.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe once or twice. But yeah, we went swimming. We
Not all of us together.
Ware Priory Lido for a little outdoor swim. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And then I promise, going to be talking about exercise and fat loss very shortly. But we just thought we'd fill you in about like the humdrum life.
Yeah.
You went and had a golf lesson, didn't you? So Isaac scored 2 tries at rugby on Sunday. That was very exciting. He'll hate me for sharing
he's
that
not on,
now.
so it's not really fair, is it? You know, he's just gonna anyway.
I know, but that was exciting.
I am doing my golf marathon. May have mentioned it or not before.
Is that why you wanted us to talk about our lives so that you could get that in?
Well, no, because I've got it on my jacket. So it's a Prostate Cancer UK and it's a golf marathon, which is 20.
You go and tell us about golf marathon.
26 miles of golf, basically 4 rounds of golf in one day. And it is for Prostate Cancer UK to raise awareness for men to get themselves checked out a lot sooner. As when you get to my age, you need to just tackle things head on. It is preventable and treatable if you catch it early enough, and it's just having awareness to get yourself checked out.
Oh, also, I set up the sign-up page for Active Epping. So I'm a trustee for the Epping Playground Association.
Yeah.
And we're doing a week-long activity challenge in Epping, 12th to 18th of June. So if you head to our website, fit-school.co.uk, I always forgot what it was then, /Active Epping, we'll pop a link below. You can sign up and you can join the challenge. You'll be able to walk or you'll be able to do some exercise and lots of different classes. Esther might want to join in. I'm going to send you a message after this now. I've just remembered.
And also, I am trying on a...
Oh, yes.
This is my 7-day...
Are we having a sniff test live?
Go for it. Go for it. It's a 7-day challenge. The icebreaker, they were involved in a Twitter conversation, Twitter conversation, and they claim to have a t-shirt that lasts for 7 days because they want people to be greener, wear less clothes. Less clothes?
I think actually it's fewer.
Wear fewer.
Buy fewer clothes,
yes,
not wear less
to buy
clothes.
fewer clothes, and to wash them less often. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Less often. So wash them less often and buy fewer clothes.
Icebreaker want us all to wear less clothes.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So I'm trying to embrace my inner Batman of wearing the same clothes.
It totally
7
works
days.
for you anyway, because you pretty much wear the same clothes all the time. Chris likes to, I'm going to throw you under a bus here, but Chris, he'll like to finds a pair of shorts that he likes, buys another pair. Can anyone relate to this? In the same colour. So now all he needs to do is buy this. So he gets triggered when I do this. Is buy this same t-shirt. Don't even need to buy more than one, really, do it? Well, you need to buy 2. So you can wear one for 7 days and then the next one for 7 days. So I reckon we should encourage you to join in the challenge too, so you can all smell your other half's armpits and see whether this t-shirt works. So there we are for some good laundering tips and clothing tips.
That's where time goes. That little story.
You're the one that started chatting about what we've done this week. I was going to go straight in.
What are we doing today?
Today we are talking the best exercise for fat loss.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, Chris?
What is it? It's one you can stick to.
Yes.
One you can stick to, which keeps you moving and active, and also is just, it embraces or engulfs just a sort of an awareness of calories. Now, I don't mean calorie control, it's an awareness of calories. So, for example, do you know how often you are going over the amount of calories you need? How many calories you roughly need per day? Do you know? for example, how many calories you're burning roughly per day. There are people out there who'll say, oh, calorie counting is nonsense. And, well, not really. Even though you're not counting calories, your I almost said something else there. Your body is counting the calories. So what you want to feel is on more active days, you are able to maybe get away with eating more food.
Karen.
On less active days, you're eating less. But the most important thing is things you can stick to, but also you are aware of how active or inactive you are, and you're adjusting your food around those days.
So a couple of things. Some kind of tracker is really helpful. So I wear an Apple Watch. Other trackers are available, but something that fairly accurately tracks the activity that you're doing and the energy that you're expending when you're just going around your daily tasks. Because actually for me, you know, I walk up and down to the school, up and down the hill, that's about 25 minutes, and that's a good chunk of activity. In our book, we've got some tools. These are online as well. And what this does, this is an activity tracker, and we encourage our participants to actually track things like walking, sitting, commuting, remember that? Housework, and so that you can get a really good idea of the kind of energy that you're expending doing these tasks, the amount of time you spend doing these tasks during the day.
Yeah.
So as a general rule for starters, and this is what's really important, because I think people, actually I am digressing now. I was following a thread today on Twitter actually about how women in midlife want to be more active but are put off by barriers.
Canny Cross is back.
Canny Cross.
I have a Scottish voice in my head when I hear Canny Cross.
No, anyone that doesn't know Louise, so Louise who's just joined us does Canny Cross, which is kind of like running with dogs.
Yeah.
And Chris is taking the mickey of, because he thinks it's Scottish. I'm not going to be able to think about that
is
now
Scottish?
Without thinking it's Scottish. Right, back to where we were, because we promised not to witter on for too long today. So here's the thing. You can start with brisk walking. Brisk walking is fantastic for burning calories. In fact, if you were to cover the same distance running as walking, you would spend obviously a lot longer walking, and you'd quite probably burn more calories doing that longer walk.
I think the fitness industry can get awash with the best, the biggest, the baddest, the hardest, the tallest, and actually, if you do a hard workout on a Monday and you're completely shattered for the next 3 or 4 days and you're overeating, that exercise is a complete waste of time for fat loss. And I'm more concerned about people who want to, or looking for them to implement things you can do gradually on a regular basis, again, around just being awareness of how active or inactive they are. And once the fat metabolism starts, you will be on the fat's on the run, as I call it. You'll start to just burn fat more, the more you stick to that little pattern. And then it's repeating that pattern week after week after week. But you must not think that it's about the biggest, baddest, hardest, fittest. And we unfortunately in this industry, we are guilty of that. We as in collective, not us and Karen and I, of saying, right, do this exercise to burn 3 or 4 more calories. If you knew how hard it was to burn 10 calories, you wouldn't exercise ever again for calorie control or fat loss. You have to work so hard to burn 10 calories, you're out of breath, you're exhausted, and that's not even half a biscuit.
So actually the best exercise that you can do for fat loss is to have is just to have a tracker, so that you have a really good awareness of what activity you're doing accounts for the number of calories, because it is a numbers game, really. So the amount of calories that you expend. So that's the first point. You choosing a form of exercise that you do consistently, and that's why I say to people actually, first thing, if you're trying to burn more calories or get more active, is pop a pair of trainers in your bag if you're getting the train to work, and briskly walk up the hill on the way home so you don't worry about getting sweaty. Louise, sorry, if I described Canny Cross wrong, please can you tell us what it is in the comments, and I will share, because I don't want to get it wrong. You just said no. So that's the first thing. Second thing, so that the basics and not complicating things is just move. Something that you can do that doesn't put you off moving, and that you can do a lot of, and that you have a really good awareness of the fact that you're actually getting hot and sweaty is a general rule of thumb. But number 2, you can actually use exercise to turn your body into more of a fat burning machine. Now, we're not talking about what's the saying, because I got it wrong earlier. Sweat is fat crying. So this idea that when you work out really hard and like grrr in a boot camp,
sweat's more water dissipated.
Yeah, all right.
To cool your body
thanks,
down.
Thanks.
Yeah, because you're in the temperature
Strength training. So if the more muscle that you have in your body, the more that your metabolism is higher. So you don't have to do anything to require more calories. But also, if you do a strength-based workout, so you're working with weights, or kind of interval training as well. These are the two forms of exercise. Interval training is where you do something hard, and then less hard, and then less hard. That's all it is. You will have what's called I'm going to get this. It's called EPOC, but actually it's in a different order. Post-exercise oxygen consumption, which is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah,
which means excess, thank you. Which means that you're burning calories for 24 hours after you've done your workout. So quite often, you'll get hungry, and you think, why am I so hungry today? And that's because you've done a workout that's been really effective, and that you're going to be burning calories afterwards. So that's number 2. Use tools. There are tools out there that can help increase your metabolism so that you're going to be burning more calories for longer. But there is a third thing as well that helps to make your body a fat burning machine, which is really key. And we're going into a bit more detail here. This is something that, again, we cover in our book, but it's towards the end, because that is not as important as the just general movement. The general movement is most important. So here's the thing. Sometimes if you do a kind of cardio workout, something that's just raising your heart rate, getting you sweaty, you'll be really hungry afterwards. And that's a sign that your body isn't actually that efficient at using fat as a fuel. You're just kind of burning what's the glycogen or the energy in your muscles. And then your body says, I've expended that, I am now hungry. So there are some things that you can do to actually make your body better and more efficient and burning fat as a fuel. Chris, I'm over to you.
I totally lost your thread, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. You just started saying things that I have no idea. We even prepped before what are you talking about?
I'm talking about getting more efficient. So the way when you're an endurance runner, how you'll be more efficient at using fat as a fuel.
Okay, right. Run. So yes,
I'm not making it up.
Yeah, you can train your body to burn more fat. People can burn fat at different rates, and it can be a genetic element to that. But everyone can train their body to burn fat. So a lot of it again is more like stoking the fire. You've got to stoke the fire rather than extinguish the flames. All right. So extinguish the flames is hard workout, and then you're hungry, and then the harder the workout, the more hungry you're getting, and you're trying to work hard to not eat the food. But when you just stoke the fire, you're giving yourself just enough exercise so you're not getting hungry. Hence why the strength training is actually a good thing to do, because you're getting the benefits from the calorie burn from that session, and then you're getting as Karen mentioned earlier, the EPOC effects after that as well. Also, if you are losing weight in general, you are going to lose muscle as well. So the whole point of weight training around weight loss or fat loss is to try to preserve lean tissue from the weight you've lost. It will be a certain percentage of weight will be fat, some percentage of weight will be muscle tissue as well. But generally trying to just stoke the fire. And Karen's absolutely right. When you'll be very careful about thinking, right, I've got to try and lose some weight, lose some fat, and going out for a long run. Well, after a while, you just get hungry. And the studies and research show that most people overeat once they get into the habit of doing too much, or doing cardio for fat loss and weight loss, because they underestimate the amount of incoming calories and overestimate the calories they've burnt from their workout. And they're also hungry because they're missing, basically half a meal. So you'll always put on more than you burn off, basically.
And we're talking specifically today about exercise for fat loss, not necessarily exercise for improved health or fitness benefits. They're quite distinct things.
Yeah.
And again, something that we mentioned in our book. So when we come to things like HIIT, high intensity interval training, and studies that have been done around, I think there was one study about the fact that you need to train each body part for 60 seconds every week for like optimal strength or to retain muscle mass. HIIT training, I think it's 8 minutes every day. So these they're like different studies, different reasons for doing this kind of exercise. So if you're going to do your HIIT for 8 minutes a day, 7 days a week, and then you're going to go for your kind of brisk walk as well a couple of times a day. So you're thinking you're going to be burning around 600 calories a day, you're creating calorie deficit, all good. But if you're doing your 8 minutes of HIIT training every day and that's it, that's not. And if you're wearing some kind of tracker, your tracker will tell you that. It's not lying. So if I do a strength and conditioning session at home, 20, 30 minutes, I still need to do something to get my heart rate up, because I won't have burned calories during the day to enable me to have a kind of bar of chocolate in the evening. It's just not the way it works. So trackers, general energy expenditure. That's the most important thing when it comes to any kind of fat loss, is making sure that your calories out is more than your calories in. That's how it works. However, if we're getting more technical, then yes, things like strength training and interval training can help you to increase your post-exercise oxygen consumption. So that basically means you're going to be burning calories for longer. So that all helps. And also retaining and maintaining muscle mass for longer periods of time is going to really help you in terms of not putting on weight. So maintaining your body shape is going to be much easier for you if you've got some muscle mass. And as we've spoken about before, it's really good for your health and important for your health too. Yeah. So, but number one rule, whatever you can do and you can do consistently and that you know is burning calories, that is the exercise that you need to do for fat loss.
Ignore the bells, ignore the whistles, ignore the Instagram posts of check out my fat burning tips, or turn your body into a fat burning furnace. If you can stick to it and you also have that calorie control under control, then that will be burning fat. Please don't buy into these routines where you think I've got to do 10 burpees a day. You find some of these clickbait that'll say this is what happens to my body when I do 10 burpees every minute on the minute for the next 30 days, or I did 100 press ups a day and look how I changed. No, if that person lost weight, that's calorie.
No friends either.
That person was calorie control. That's how they've lost that. You need to also understand what's easier. Is it easier to burn 100 calories or eat 100 calories? It's easier to eat 100 calories. So therefore, by not eating 100 calories, you have taken away. Maybe it could be half an hour of moderate exercise, 20 minutes of intense exercise.
And I would, I'm just butting in. I would also say, just a little thought that popped into my head, that actually the best exercise for fat loss is exercise that is fun, exercise that is social, because they're the things that you're going to want to do time and time again because you enjoy them.
Yeah, it is. So
much more fun than
it is. Find what works for you. Again, as we were saying in the book, we often say you've got to find your own journey with this one, and you've got to just, once you have everything stacked up in the right order, it's then about just applying it, repeating it, and just doing what is right for you. But moral of today's sermon is the best fat burning exercise is one that you can do more often and you enjoy.
Right,
that's it.
Thank you for joining us today. As ever, if you've got any questions, and particularly if you're a bit shy to ask, ping them to us. If you don't want us to mention who you are, we won't, just tell us. But we would, the most important thing is that we answer your questions no matter how silly they may seem. Because the thing is, we've been doing this for a long, long time. So we're sometimes a bit like, you really want to know that? But if you want to know that, and we've got the answer, then we will happily share it with you. Yeah,
and people often are dying to ask the questions, and they are grateful that you ask the questions that they're too scared to ask. So there are no silly questions, so feel free.
See you all soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.